Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the ChaddyTheChump channel. And coming off of a huge heavyweight fight in Dubois versus Wally, we are back. And this time, we're in another very interesting heavyweight fight. Don't blink, I'm not sure about that. Maybe you can blink during this one. But, you know, it's an interesting one. There's a lot to talk about, right? And ultimately, this is, you know, on paper a mismatch. And I think when the fight comes, it will be a mismatch as well. But let's talk about Dave Allen versus Filip Hrgovic at Doncaster Eco Power Stadium. So then, Dave Allen returns and he's taking on one of the toughest opponents he will ever face or has ever faced, and that is Filip El Animal Hrgovic. Right, Hrgovic been in some pretty big fights as of recent, right? Last fight coming off a win to David Adelaide, which isn't, you know, the greatest of, you know, opponents to face when you're at the level that Hrgovic is at, but still a good win for him, or a win at that. Before that, defeated Joe Joyce, fought Dubois, lost to Dubois, and then before that he beat Zhang. So, a pretty decent resume, right? Hrgovic, he is a good fighter. He is a proven fighter at that world level. I will say this right now, I do think Filip Hrgovic has the best chin in the heavyweight division. In boxing, who knows? Probably in boxing. I mean, if you just want to talk about who has the best chin in boxing, whoever's got the best chin in the heavyweight division probably has the best chin overall in boxing, right? His chin is unbelievable, right? He's only been knocked down once, and that was to Zhilei Zhang. And we know what power Zhilei Zhang has. And he got up off the canvas. You are talking about other opponents. David Adelaide hit him with 10 clean shots, and that didn't put him down. Dubois pummeled him throughout the fight. The referee stopped it due to a cut. So, Hrgovic, great chin and a good world level fighter, not quite world champion status, but good at world level. And then you've got Dave Allen, right, who, coming off a loss to Makhmudov, that fight, he ultimately, you know, got outboxed by Makhmudov, and, you know, the powers that was there, the powers hurting Dave Allen, and he lost that fight to decision. Probably didn't do as much as he'd want to do, but of course, very tough being in there against Makhmudov. And Filip Hrgovic is way better than Makhmudov, in my opinion. So, this fight is going to be a tough task to be able to beat Hrgovic when you're at British level. It's tough. David Adelaide couldn't do it. Now, if Dave Allen does win, I don't see him sort of out punching or out fighting Hrgovic. Maybe he tries some moves, gets a decision. I don't see Dave Allen putting Hrgovic down. I don't really see him hurting Hrgovic enough, because Joyce couldn't do that. And, you know, you want to get into levels, maybe Dave Allen's better than Joe Joyce, but I don't know about the power. I think maybe David Adelaide has more power than Dave Allen, right? So, of course, I don't think the tactic is going to be to try and knock out Hrgovic. I think it's going to be to try and outbox Hrgovic. And even then, it's the heavyweight division, right? This is a lightweight division where, you know, outboxing is how you usually win. This is more of who can hurt the other guy more, right? We saw that in Wardley Dubois. And, you know, when you're a real special boxer like someone like Tyson Fury in the heavyweight division, fair enough. But Dave Allen, he isn't, you know, an elite, you know, or he can't really technically box Hrgovic. He's not going to be able to do that. So, of course, my prediction is Hrgovic to win. I don't think Hrgovic will knock Dave Allen out, but I do think Hrgovic will beat Dave Allen by decision. Pretty boring prediction, I guess. But this is how this fight's going to go. It's how it's going to go. And if it doesn't, then come to this video on the comments. And, you know, you can absolutely bash me in the comments if you want. But I just know everyone's thinking the same thing. This is too tough of a task. Ultimately, I wish that this wasn't the fight. Dave Allen Hrgovic. I wish it was maybe Dave Allen v TKV for the British title. Dave Allen's selling this fight, not Hrgovic, right? I guess the Hrgovic opponent level, high level, makes it more interesting a bit. But let's be real, Dave Allen is the front seller of Doncaster and everyone who's going to watch. So should it have been a less opponent? Yes, of course, Queensberry have Hrgovic. They want to give him a fight, give him a bit of a payday. Fair enough. But it's a Hrgovic win, and it should be by unanimous decision. But I am going to be rooting for Dave Allen all the way, although it's a real tough task, and good luck to him in Doncaster. The atmosphere is going to be great for that, to be fair. Loads of Dave Allen fans in his stadium. Great moment for him. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Allen versus Hrgovic. Quick talk about the undercard. It's not, you know, an insane undercard. It kind of reminds me a bit of a Matchroom undercard, and it is co-promoted by Matchroom Boxing. In that, you know, the fights are not really huge. Most of them are 50-50, and, you know, I mean, I've already said this, I do think Queensberry undercards are always much better than Matchroom undercards, just for that 50-50ness. There's a few sort of 50-50 fights. Michael Gomez Jr. fighting Lee McGregor. That's a pretty solid fight. And you've got other names on there, like Maxi Lewis, Joe Hayden, who, you know, Dave Allen's boxers. You've got a few Dave Allen fighters on the undercard, which fair enough, he'll want to get his fighters on the undercard. But other than that, solid show in Doncaster. I always do like these smaller football stadium shows. They're pretty cool. They're a bit different to your, you know, normal arena shows. Like if it was in Sheffield Arena, the capacity probably similar, maybe a bit bigger, because that floor is quite large. But, you know, I'm glad they're going to the same. I do like that when these, you know, box events are a bit smaller come to, you know, smaller football grounds. It is pretty cool. So, anyways, thank you for watching. Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on this fight, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.